Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Hey, look, the North-South Railway project. Where is it? What's going on? How does it impact you? Will it even be completed? What is it going to consist of? You know something? These are great questions, and we get them all the time. But what's more important is all the information we finally gathered and how it really does impact you. Let's talk about it.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay, a couple of housekeeping issues real quick. Number one, please do subscribe. Do hit that thumbs up. And in this instance, hit that notify bell because unfortunately, we're going to break this into two parts, but both of them are going to be highly informative. Number two, life is going to change with this. All right. Now, everything is subject to change. All right. In the Philippines. That's just all there is to it. There's nothing you can do about it. But what we have seen physically with our own eyes and what we're going to show you with our own eyes, all right, or we're going to show you on video and you're going to have to look at it yourself. This thing is on target, on project, and it has huge ramifications for you. And you wouldn't think so, but it does. And here's why. They are building and expanding the rail system, both along the island of Luzon, the most populous island of the Philippines, the biggest GDP producing portion of the Philippines is the island of Luzon. This thing is going to go from south of Manila all the way to north of Manila. And I think it's going to go even further once they finish the first thread. Second thing is they're going to have connections. They've already started on all the construction. And, you know, you sit there like me. I'm highly skeptical. I need to see it. I need to figure out what's really going on. I need to have belief in it. Well, in this instance, I've seen, I believe. Let me tell you why. First off, the current administration, which when I felt that this was originally done, like originally this was proposed during the previous administration, and it was backed by the Chinese, and the administration was trying to be cozy with the Chinese at the time. It was under the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. And that has been pretty much a loan process with a lot of strings attached to it that make it very beneficial to China, but not so beneficial to those people that are actually borrowing the money. Okay, fine. Doing business with China is like getting analyzed by Satan. All right. And I'm not talking about any lube. I mean, there's not even any spit. All right. You're going to take it raw. The current administration said, hey, these things, objectives in the contracts, have not been met, which means it's open to renegotiation. We're canceling that. They turned around and they went to the Japanese. Now, the Japanese offered a much better interest rate, and current administration picked it up and went to town with it. And man, did they go to town with it. So we're covering, there's currently a proposed about 570 kilometers of train. Now that has a lot of extensions. It has a lot of connections. It has a lot of this, a lot of that. But they are on progress with it, on track. Now, we're going to talk about the north-south primary track. That primary track's going to make multiple stops between Manila and Angeles City Clark International Airport. Now, think about this for a couple minutes. This is why this is exciting and why it's good for you. According to what we have found, and like I said, everything's subject to change, there are going to be express trains for commuters, and then there are going to be standard trains. There are approximately 10 to 12 setup stops between Clark, which is in the Freeport section, all right, between the International Airport, which is in the Freeport section of Clark, all the way into Manila, where there's going to be connections to other places. But it's the connections along the way, and it's the decrease in time. What happens here? Number one, Manila is so difficult to find housing, all right? And it's just hard. Those people that want to commute have a miserable commute. The NLEX, the expressway, is nice, but when it gets an accident or when it gets backed up, it can take you hours. What would have turned into an hour drive turns into a 3-hour drive, number one. Number two, all of those areas up and back. Suppose you're one of those expats that doesn't want to live in the city, but you want to live near the city. Guess what? For a very nominal trike ride or jeepney ride or whatever, where you live to the nearest station is going to be far faster than and far less expensive than commuting into Manila. Then you're onto the train, which is meant to be a commuter. So it's going to be inexpensive. It's going to be reasonably priced. And then you're in the central Manila district. All right? That is so nice. What would it be like if you lived in Angeles and you wanted to go spend a weekend? Well, for Arlen and I, it's a 1.5 to 2 hour drive in our vehicle to, say, Makati. All right? Then we got to park. And parking in Manila is a pain in the ass. A lot of the hotels in Manila do not have parking. Oh, many do, but a lot don't. And once you're parked there, we use Grab nonstop rather than drive in the city ourselves. It's just easier. It's absolutely easier, especially if you're going to malls and things like that. Now, we have to fight all of that. Now, we could very simply, for maybe $3, take a Grab right up to the train station that's going to be built right here in Angeles City. Take the train down there. Take another $3. I bet for less than $20, we're round trip all the way, all in. Okay? And we would spend $20 just in fuel for our SUV back and forth. What about when you need to go to Intramuros for your ACR or your spousal visa or your extension or any other kind of problems? Now that train provides that. Number two, property values will go up because more people will be able to live outside of the Metro Manila area and commute in as workers. You won't see, maybe it'll decrease time. People here literally commute to Angeles. They get on a 5 a.m. bus and they return on a 6 p.m. bus. It's a 18-hour day. That train could make a hell of a difference. Straight into Clark. What about coming into Clark? It's an international airport. You can fly into Clark and be in Manila. Hop, skip, and a trump in the train. movement of goods and services. This is what's more important. You're looking at all of these issues that are individually productive, but getting goods and services into Manila. Don't forget, you've got the expressway from Subic, a port of entry that covers many items that we import. I mean, the Philippines lives on imports. So you've got Subic, you've got Bulacan, Batangas, you've got the Port of Manila. Movement of goods and services. Vegetables from up north getting shipped down. Manufacturing, things like that. The movement of goods and services. It's a big positive all the way around. Now, we're going to stop this here for just a second. I want you to be aware. I said, unfortunately, we had to break this into two parts because of time. The next part is going to be and show you the actual construction. And we are here in Angeles. There are going to be two stops here. There's going to be a stop at SM, Clark, the mall, and there's going to be a depot and stop up at Clark International. And I was absolutely floored because it's in a direction we don't normally go. I saw some overhead images, and this thing is getting there, and we're going to show you exactly what's going on. Arlen and I are going to go out. Well, we did. We went out in the car, and we videoed some of the construction areas and sites. So hit that notify button so you'll see when the next one comes in. Otherwise, look, please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up. And more than anything, please have a great day and be safe.